Hey guys, Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode 102 of the Emergency Storage Shed Cleanout series. Let's go way back there and select a box. It's becoming quite a walk in here, which is amazing compared to where we've come from, but we have done almost 2 years of something out of this shed every week without fail. And next box, well, we've been working down this column here, and finally I think we've relieved some of the weight off that TV because the last couple of boxes were quite heavy. So let's get this last plastic tub off, work out what's in there. It looks like we have some more handles. We've had a heap of handles recently, and then we'll get to the CRT TV, and that will free up another piece of concrete real estate, a bit of space on the floor. Then I think we decided we're going to go back to this shelf so that we can open out more room in the middle, and then we'll work things out from there. Okay, what's in this box? Well, I can see some parts drawers. Not sure what's in those. There's obviously some pieces of timber. Don't know if it's all useful or not. There's a handle from a hammer, so some of it, oh, there's one with still a label on it. So they're going to be of value to someone. There's a parts box here, so it could be stuff probably out of my old workshop again. Most of this series of boxes we've done recently came from my old workshop behind my old shop. I'm keen to get into some other stuff, but we're not going to shirk our responsibilities. We have to do each box as we come to it. This box is pretty heavy too, so geez, I bet you that TV is breathing a sigh of relief having a weight off its shoulders removed. Okay, lots of shed parts. Let's dig in and see what we can find. Okay, hopefully we'll get through this one fairly quickly. There's just a steel tray. It's not even welded on the corners, so it's just a folded piece of steel. It's quite heavy. I might use that one to sell welding rods or something like that in the shop, so not going to write down any value. It's too good to go in the scrap metal. Now these handles, I have, oh, that one's been cut off I think, but still probably quite usable for a hatchet or a tomahawk, although it's split, so maybe not. But I have, when the handles we found recently, I've put in the shop at $5 each, and I've sold a few of them. So I'm not sure what they're worth to buy new. That's obviously a more modern one. It's got a barcode on it. Suitable for engineers, hammer, made in Australia. So I'm not sure what timber it is. Probably a, what do they use in handles? Hickory or something? Or maybe that's golf clubs. Not sure. Here's another one with a label on it. Made in Australia. Standard claw adds eye hammer. So we should get our $5 each on those. Now this looks like just a drawer runner from a chest of drawers, and it's unused. Oh, there's another handle. Oh, more handles. This one says for self-protection, and I think it's got a name on there. So perhaps that was for, says the same on the other side, perhaps that was for by the bedside table, just in case you need it during the night. That one's still good enough to use for a smaller axe or tomahawk or a hatchet. There's another drawer runner. I think they're hardwood, but I don't think they're something I'm going to use. They could probably just go in the firewood box. Another handle that's been broken off at the end, but I think it's probably usable. I reckon I'll add all these handles to the same box in the shop, but when I'm working a price for these, I perhaps will not count these two. So that gives us what, 4, 5. All right, we have some old dog clips. Now, Barbara asked me the other day, a local lady who watches my channel, said, do you get any old dog clips? Well, I said sometimes I get some nice ones. I think she was after a brass one, but these ones are steel. So if you're interested in those, Barb, I'll put them aside for you. Another handle, but that's broken off. That was probably an engineer's hammer or something. Firewood for that one. All right, how do we get this stuff out? There's another little bit of beading. I'm not sure what that's off. Don't think we need to keep that though. Let's get this end parts drawer out. Now these were parts which were available through Worth, the company Worth. Yeah, it's actually marked W-U-R-T-H. They sold, well, I think they probably still do, a lot of workshop supplies, hardware, quite good quality, but quite expensive from memory. I think I bought a couple of these sets many years ago. This is probably one of them. Self-tappers. Still the original selection of self-tappers. I'm going to keep these in the shed. I would have purchased these when I had my small engine repair workshop many years ago, and obviously didn't use a lot of them. So I'm going to hang on to this here, because most of the other self-tappers I find all go into jars for me to sell at the shop, and when I need something myself I've got to fish through those jars. So I'll keep this set here. It's quite heavy. We have a timber box here with a few insulators. These are like electric fence insulators, so we'll probably put those in the shop. I don't think they're worth selling each. I think I might put 5 on the lot. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, 5 of those ones, and the little round one. We'll try and get $5 a lot. I'm not sure what they're worth. That might be overpriced, but we'll see how we go. Little box itself is only plywood, not very good. Tractor clips, chain links. Someone's used it in the workshop, but yeah, I think that can probably just go in the fire. Don't need to keep stuff that's marginal. All right, we do have, oh, hang on. What do we got in here? Oh, beautiful. Some microwave magnets. I've been running short on those. I haven't scrapped any microwaves for a while. These, you get 2 of them. I'll try not to pinch my fingers here. You get 2 of these in each magnetron if you scrap out a microwave. And I sell these magnets in the shop for $5 each. And I've run out a long time ago. So people do buy them. They're quite strong. And they're very useful for all sorts of things. One guy was going to set up like a board with a handle on it and have these all across the bottom of the board and use it to kind of sweep his driveway for nails. So not a bad idea. People use them for all sorts of things. So these ones can go to the shop. If I can put them together without giving myself a blood blister, there we go. In fact, all 3 can go to the shop because I've got enough here for my use. But I'm happy to sell some, and I'm sure the customers will be happy. All right, there's a shoebox here that's fallen apart. What's in that? It's a horn. Is it? I think it's a horn. All right, so given that it's in pieces, maybe it doesn't work. And we have brackets here for it, so, and all the various screws. So someone, I don't know that it was me, I don't remember it, but someone has taken it apart. Perhaps it doesn't work. We better give that a test. If we can get it to go, we'll put it back together. And that's a pretty cool looking horn. I reckon we'd get, I don't know, $20 or $30 for it. I'll see if I can find a brand. Is it branded? Not sure. But of course, we need to make sure it works first. So we'll check that out before we finish up this video. And I better not lose all this hardware. And the cardboard can go in the recycle bin. Okay, we have another little box down here. Oh, we have a T-hinge. I have a huge box of these somewhere, and I like to try and match up pairs. Even if they're close, they're never quite exactly the same. And I can sell them through the shop. People buy them for old garden gates, just for effect sometimes. They look really good. But I think we've only got the one here, unfortunately. So I might just value that at $5 for the sake of valuation. But if I get a nice pair of these, I'd probably put 20 on the pair. This little box has some parts in it. What do we have? We have just some insulated wire, so they can go in our insulated wire bin. And we have an ammeter, up to 50 amps. And the little bracket for it. And we have a little indicator light, an old style one that's probably a glass lens on it. Looks like someone was about to make something. A small indicator light there, that's more of a plastic version. And a grommet for the wires to go through a case. So maybe if someone was going to make a some sort of meter, ammeter, basically, that's what that is. Anyway, I don't think I need it, so we should be able to get some money for this. It looks like it's never been used. I'll check out the price of that. It's branded NHP. The little box, oh, what have we got in here? A couple of drill bits and just a little, like a desktop organizer box. Probably homemade, could have been a school project. No name on it. Well, there may have been. I don't think, those nicely mitered corners though. Not sure what to do with that. I might just go in the firebox. Don't think it's really worth selling. Now this orange thing that came out, I think this was a homemade, or maybe there was a company selling them, I don't quite remember. But I think it's a tool designed for knocking apart pellets. So you can slip it through between the boards and give it a shake and the arms drop down, and then you can lever up and it pulls the boards off pellets. I don't remember, I think I used one of these. I must have bought this online myself when I was pulling apart pellets many years ago. In fact, go back to some of my very early videos. I made a compost bin out of pellets and I had to get the boards off without them splitting. Pretty difficult to do sometimes, but I think that's what this tool was for. I can't remember what I paid for it. It'd be fairly easy to make up yourself. And I can't remember how well they worked, to be honest. So maybe I'll hang on to that, because once I get myself organised here, I do still plan to make some things out of pellets. Yeah, don't think there's any value in it anyway. And the last thing in this box is a big set of drawers. In fact, it's two stuck together. Oh no, it's one big set. And it has a lot of general hardware, little tacks, lock washers, some indicator lights, not sure. Oh, that's probably just a little panel for mounting some lights. What do we got in this one? Some electrical fittings, shelf hardware, screws, more electrical, cable ties and little joiner clips. I never really liked these. You see them used in automotive situations a bit. You can tap into an existing wire and join another wire in. But I don't know, they never seemed like a very good connection to me. Large rubber pieces and more of them. Washers, nothing much of value here. A few galvanised clouts, rusty nails, more rusty nails. Lots of little ones. Oh, some feet. I had a use for one of these little rubber feet the other day. Didn't know I owned any. And these are little covers. They go over in furniture, vintage furniture, where the handles screw on and there's a nut on the back. These just hammer over the nut just to sort of finish it off on the inside of the drawers. Don't expect I'll be using those. Nothing. That must be it. Nothing at the bottom. Alright, so I'll probably use this. I'll clean it out. There's no value in there as far as anything to sell. There's probably a lot of stuff I won't even keep. We're missing a drawer, I noticed, but I'll use this to help me sort out hardware while I'm organising things in my shed. Long term, it's a bit rough. I probably won't keep it, but I'll, if I do sell it, I'll get $10 for it or something. But at this stage, I'll hang on to it just to help me sort things out. And that was it, I think, other than a little bit of padded, I think that's like self-adhesive. Yeah, so it's just padding to go around your flyaway door so it doesn't slam, something like that. Foamy stuff. I'll probably use that here. Righto, tub's empty. I better sort some of this junk out. Okay, I've just spent a bit of time having a bit of a play with this horn. I put it onto my power supply and it drew a lot of current, which means the coil was okay, but nothing was happening and it was tripping the overcurrent protection on my power supply. These things run with a little bimetal strip and it connects some contact points, and as the current draws through, the bimetal strip bends and it breaks the current flow, which then disrupts the flow through the coil, which works as an electromagnet like a solenoid, and that releases a what would you call it, a diaphragm, a metal diaphragm underneath. Then the bimetal strips flings back, connects again, and it just goes through that cycle really quickly, which makes and breaks the magnetic field all the time, and it makes the horn give a fairly loud and rather aggressive buzz. This one isn't particularly pleasant to listen to, but it works as a horn. It just makes a lot of noise. So I've filed the points, I made a few little adjustments, and now if we turn the power supply on, we get a very loud noise, and I won't point it at you because, or at the microphone, because it was even worse. So it's somewhat muffled how it is there. It works fine. I'll put the cover back on. So a little bit of fiddling and just cleaning the points and some adjustments, and it seems to operate as it was meant to, I guess. Okay, back to the workbench now and to the notepad, of course, and we'll give it a bit of a summary happening of this unboxing. We've got to a total of $105. Isn't it amazing? Even when there's nothing much in a box, we still seem to make at least $100. There's 6 handles in all that I'm going to try and get $5 each for, so there's $30. Insulators were $5, the magnets $15. The 12-volt horn, as you saw, I got it going. It went back together nicely. I think we'll get $30 for that. It did sound a little bit harsh and muffled in there. I think it still needs a bit of an adjustment, but it does work. The coil's okay, and it probably needs a bit of a clean-up. The around the points was a little rusty inside. The T-hinge 5, but I'll probably save that and find that other box of them, because if I can match it with a pair, there's $20. The ammeter, I thought would go 20 on it. I did look them up. You can still buy them new. And this one is brand new. It's never been used, so it's going to be in perfect condition. So we should be able to get $20 for that. Someone might find a project for it. So $105 return. I didn't worry about these clips. I'm going to give them to Barb if she wants them. We're using the tray. The drill bits will just go in with a stash of drill bits somewhere. That's a little bit of firewood over the side there. And then these boxes, I was going to throw this in the firewood pile as well, but I might as well use it at the shop to put something in, because often we have groups of stuff like plumbing fittings or insulators or whatever, and I can put them in a box and just say $5 a lot. The box goes with them, that's fine, it's useful. This one was so well made with its nice miter corners, I thought I might use it in on my other little workbench, just as like a tool store for keeping my pliers and my side cutters and maybe some screwdrivers and that. It's kind of like a desk organizer, so I think that will actually be useful. And of course my self-tapper's in there. And this set of drawers, I thought I might actually, since it's got some drawers with nails in it already, I have a heap of jars of all different size nails, including some brass ones. I might as well make this little stack of drawers my my high-rise little nail storage. Gets them organised, and as I'm looking for one to do a job, particularly things like repairing picture frames, you need nice thin little nails. Sometimes I want rusty ones to do a job without looking like it's been repaired, or at least with modern stuff. So I'm going to use that set of drawers. It's kind of a step towards getting my workshop completely organised, which may or may not ever happen, but at least I'm stepping forwards, I guess. A little bit of wire for scrap. So there we go. Not a bad little haul for what looked like junk, and probably most of it still is, but we'll get a good return on it and some useful parts. And just before we go, just out of interest, here's a look at last week's unboxing, and just to show you that some stuff sells. The tech screws have gone, the welding electrodes have gone. We've sold that set of Turner knobs with the original box. One of the Bakelite plugs is gone, the day-night switch, and the 4-pin plug and sockets. Apparently they were for telephones. So they've all been spoken for. So most of the stuff has gone from last week, and that's the way I like it. Turn over things quickly and move on to the next lot of treasures. Oh, and also on that list, I forgot to mention, you probably saw that brass microscope is actually on eBay now, and those that are following my eBay series, I have a playlist on everything that goes on eBay, and we see the results. I started that at $60 on eBay, got a few watches, but no bids as yet, so we'll see how that pans out. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Another episode done. This is episode 102. I'm getting this up Sunday night, and it actually is for last week. So I had filmed most of it last week. I hadn't quite finished it. So I'll be doing another one, episode 103, sometime in the next few days. Look out for that one. We're back on track. Something every week out of that shed. Thanks for coming along. Bye for now.